Welcome you on the show Weekend Sport on Trust TV. I'm Adeniyi Ajishafe. Well, enjoying some basketball moment there. And it's weekend right now. A lot of basketball players actually going out there to train. Also footballer, different sportsmen. Nigerian sportsmen are really trying their best to see how they can become one of the best in the world. Well, we'll be looking at the events for this weekend. A lot of matches coming up in the FA Cup. La Liga Italian Serie A. Not forgetting the big one for this weekend between Real Madrid and Atlético is a battle in the city of Madrid. Aside that, basketball in the NBA, where the All-Star list finally completed, and you see all the trading that actually happened also in the NBA. But before we actually go to the NBA and also talk about other events in the world of sport, let's look at what happened during the week. Just a particular story. We have Nigeria under-19 women team. They will participate at the FIBA under-19 Women World Cup that will be coming up in July over there in Czech Republic. And now the draw has been conducted during the week, and we look at where will our team be playing, which team they'll be facing, Canada, China, and Portugal. Let's have it. We look at the draw that was conducted by the FIBA, that's a FIBA under-19 competition planner, and right now we have the list of that particular draw where we have our own team battle ready for the competition. As we speak right now, the draw concluded. In Group A, we have USA, Israel, Hungary, Korea in Group A, while in Group B, we have Nigeria, Portugal, Canada, and China. In Group C is Australia, France, Brazil, and Mali. We have Spain, Czech Republic, the host nations, Japan, and Argentina. It's in the same group there. Well, as it is, we have only two nations from Africa, Nigeria and Mali, representing the great continent of Africa in this competition. The competition will be coming up in July 2025. And our young ladies, they call them the Junior Tigress, are battle ready to see how they will do well in this forthcoming World Cup tied to FIBA Under-19 Women World Cup. Will be coming up in Brno, Czechia 2025. Hopefully, they will do us proud there. Alongside Mali, the two nations, Nigeria and Mali, representing Africa there, while they face the likes of France, USA, Argentina, China, Korea Republic, Australia, not forgetting even Canada participating there. Well, when it comes to basketball, Nigeria have been one of the forces to reckon with in Africa, both in male and female. Looking at the Tigress prowess, what they've done, having to win 4 peats in the world of basketball, back-to-back, 4 times, dominating Africa. And then the junior ladies, called Junior Tigress, are also doing so well, qualifying for the World Cup, and they'll be going to Czech Republic to play in July alongside Mali to represent Africa there. That's actually what happened during the week. Looking at the story week review that we just have to look at, just a story that has to do with Nigerian team. Now, looking at the stories for this weekend, a lot of activities in the world of basketball, football, different sport, but our focus is going to be on 2, mostly basketball, the NBA, and also football. Well, NBA focus. focusing on NBA right now. Quickly, we look at those. We look at results. We look at trading. We also look at table of the NBA. 2025 NBA trade. A lot of players actually moved from one team to the other. Among them is star player Jimmy Butler to Golden State Warriors in a 4-team blockbuster that sees Andrew Wiggins, Kyle Anderson, and a protected first-round pick going to Miami Heat. Well, Jimmy Butler was not really getting it right with Miami Heat, always in the bad books of that team. And now he has at least moved to GSW, as they call them, Golden State, where he will be able to at least showcase his talent there. I just hope that he will turn a new leaf and be able to do well for talking about Jimmy Butler being traded to Golden State Warriors to meet with Stephen Curry there. For Los Angeles Lakers, a particular time to do trading, as they were able to actually trade with Dallas Mavericks, swapping all-star Anthony Davis went to Dallas, while Luka Doncic switch over to Los Angeles. Moment where LeBron James at least is happy of having Luka with him, and Luka is also very happy because he will have the chance to also be with LeBron King James and that team. Lakers move for Charlotte Hornets Mark Williams, for rookie Dalton Nett and Cam Reddish, as well as picks and swaps. A lot of picks and swaps actually happened with those two teams, Charlotte Hornets and Los Angeles Lakers, moving to at least swap Mark Williams for rookie Dalton Nett and Cam Reddish there. Still looking at the trade for 2025 NBA. You have Sacramento Kings. They also received Zach LaVine from Chicago Bulls, while De'Aaron Fox moved to San Antonio Spurs. Lots of big trade that happened in the NBA. Well, some are actually shocking. The likes of Luka, because a lot of people never saw that coming, but it happened. Milwaukee Bucks sent Chris Middleton to Washington Wizards for Kyle Kuzma in a multiplayer trade. Well, good one there. At least having to move a lot of players between themselves, but at least singling out Chris Middleton and Kyle, that shows that those two players stand out. And Toronto Raptors acquire Brandon Ingram from New Orleans Pelicans for Bruce Brown, Kelly Olynyk, and 2 draft picks. They also did their own against New Orleans Pelicans. That has to do with Bruce Brown, Ingram, Kelly Olynyk, and 2 other draft picks that actually happened there in the 25 NBA trade. Well, good one there. At least all the teams now, they've had the player they wanted. Let the action begins, and it's getting more interesting looking at the fact that NBA this seems to be so competitive. And now we look at the result of games played on Friday, so that we can at least talk about the results of the NBA there. Well, away from the trade, let's have the result quickly, so that at least a particular player did so well for his team, Phoenix Suns. Devin Booker being able to do well in an overtime game for Phoenix Suns there, 135-127 to defeat Utah Jazz in that game, where Booker really shone like a million stars there. 135-127, although it actually ended 122 apiece between the two teams, playing the same point as at that time before. Phoenix Suns were able to add to it to make it an overtime result of 135 to defeat Utah Jazz. Cleveland Cavaliers 134 to beat Washington Wizards at home. They actually beat Washington, who actually play home in that game against Cavaliers, 134-124, in a 10-point ahead of them. Antonio Spurs lost by a point to the home team Charlotte Hornets. Detroit Pistons, Philadelphia 76ers came, well, they couldn't see to win the game, as Pistons were able to overpower them in that game with extra 13 points. For Miami Heat, 86. Playing against Brooklyn Nets, actually scored 102 over there in New York. Milwaukee Bucks scored 110. They lost to Hawks. Atlanta Hawks defeated them by extra 5 points to win at home in Atlanta, Georgia, as Oklahoma City Thunder did it. The OKC actually won against Toronto Raptors. Despite all the trading that actually took place in the NBA, some teams are still holding their own, and you have to give up to Oklahoma City Thunder for what they are doing so far, doing so well in the NBA, dominating their own conference here. Congrats to Oklahoma City Thunder for what they're doing. And now, looking at the result, let's cross over and look at the Western Conference table toppers there. At least from the way it is in the table, you have to give it up to Team OKC, Oklahoma City Thunder, for what they've done, playing 41 games. And at least they only rather winning 41 games. They only lost 9 games so far. That's a good one for that team. And you look at them, they are really doing so well with an average percentage of 8.820 standing out there. Lost 9 matches, 141 for Oklahoma City Thunder. These are the teams, the 6 teams here who at least so far standing for playoffs, while the play-in tournament are also there from 7 to 9, 10, and then the rest 11 to 15. But right now we're looking at the table in the Western Conference. Through February, 7 games that was played, and you look at another team there is Memphis Grizzlies standing second, winning 35 games and losing 16 so far in the games that they've played in the Western Conference. The team coming third there on the table is Denver Nuggets of Colorado, having played, winning 33 games, losing 19, alongside Houston Rockets, who also they've won 32 and they lost 19 games. You have Los Angeles Lakers, they won 30 games, they lost 19. And on 6th position there, you have Minnesota Timberwolves. Actually, they've won 29 and they lost 23. But so far, OKC are standing out. Oklahoma having won 41 games and losing just 9. This season has been a standout season for Oklahoma City Thunder. They really show their class, and as it's going right now, if they continue with this, at least automatically playoff berth is waiting. Good one there. Now, playing in tournament, we look at from 7 to 10 is a team that has to do with LA Clippers. LA Clippers, they've won 28 games with 23 losses. And then you have Dallas Mavericks, 27 win, 25 loss. And you have Phoenix Suns, where Devin Booker was able to at least win and help them to be able to do well. 26 games they've won and they lost 25. Sacramento Kings, they are on number 10 position. They won 25. They lost 26, swapping. You're just actually swapping the numbers with the team Phoenix Suns there. Sacramento Kings and Phoenix Suns swapping, 26 win, 25 loss. And you have Sacramento winning 25 and losing 26. Golden State Warriors, surprisingly, are just on 11 on the table, alongside San Antonio Spurs, Portland Trail Blazers, and you have Utah Jazz also standing there with New Orleans Pelicans, who are not finding it easy at all in the NBA right now. Well, that's for Western Conference NBA standing. Let's look at the Eastern Conference. So far in the Eastern Conference, through February, 7 games, you look at it from 1 to 6 playoff teams playing in tournament, and you look at all the teams, 15 teams there. Well, Cleveland Cavaliers have been able to stand ahead. 42 games they've won, they lost 10. And you look at Boston Celtics standing second with 36 wins, 16 losses there. And you have Knicks there. Knicks are having 34 wins so far, 17 losses. And you have another team who actually has done well for them, Indiana Pacers. Pacers have won 29. They lost 21. Milwaukee Bucks, 27 wins. And you have 23 losses there. Detroit Pistons, 26 wins. 26 losses there for Detroit Pistons there. Well, for playing tournament, a team, 25, they've won 25, they lost 25, is Miami Heat. The Heat are trying to see how they can at least hang on to that place. And you have Orlando Magic, 25 wins, 28 losses. And you have Atlanta Hawks, 24 wins. Chicago Bulls, 22 wins in that order. They lost 28 matches, and they also lost 13 matches, Chicago Bulls, and also Atlanta Hawks. Well, Philadelphia 76ers, 20 wins, 37 losses. Brooklyn Nets, Toronto Raptors, Charlotte Hornets, Washington Wizards, also they are from 11 to 15, 18, 34, 16, 36, 13, 36, and you have 942. That's for Washington Wizards. Just 9 wins so far. They've lost 42 games. And you have Hornets, they won 13, and they have 36 there. Well, as it is right now for the NBA Eastern Conference NBA standard, we just have to look at that, and it's really, really tough for this season. From that particular table, looking at the both Western Eastern Conference tables, now we move away. Let's look at the list that have been completed of the NBA All-Stars. NBA All-Stars now is actually completed, and the draft result, we look at it. All-Star team starting from February on Sunday, and that should be next week. Well, Team Chalk, Team Kenny, and Team Shaq O'Neal team is there, and let's have it. Team Chalk, we have Giannis Antetokounmpo is there, Shai Gilgeous Alexander, Nikola Jokic, Donovan Mitchell, Alphonse St. John. You have Pascal Siakam, Carl Anthony Towns, and Victor Wembanyama making the cut there for Team Chalk. What a team. If you follow NBA, you look at this, is very, very tight. Looking at the names of these star players that have been drafted in for the all-star teams. Well, we look at Team Kenny. We have Jalen Brunson, Kate Cunningham, Anthony Edwards, Darius Garland. You have Tyler Head. You look at this name, Jaren Jackson Jr., Evan Mobley, and Jalen Williams also making a call for Team Kenny in the draft result. For Team Shark is Jalen Brown, Stephen Curry, Anthony Davis, Kevin Durant, James Harden, LeBron, Kim James, Damian Lillard, and you have Jason Tatum also making the cut for Team Shaq O'Neal there. Well, this is a big one there for the All-Star draft result that have been completed. Looking at the name of those star players, well, we can't wait to see Stephen Curry showing his smiles and at least dunking and slamming some of the games. Also having Giannis Antetokounmpo in this particular team is in Team Shock. LeBron James is in Team Shark. He will be with Luka Doncic, who actually has to switch over to join them. And for Luka, he can't wait to continue to play with him because he has actually been daydreaming to play with him there. Look at that particular squad. It's always a fixed up one. And we just have to bring all this to you together on this show to talk about the NBA. We just focus on the NBA and we have to look at all the happenings there. We looked at the NBA trade, we look at the result, also the table in the Western and Eastern conferences, and also we move to talk about the All-Star draft result of the team leads that have been drafted by all the former stars of the NBA, Chalk, Kenny, and also Shaq O'Neal, for the fact that they were able to get all these stars to come together, and then we see actions coming up. But for the Western Eastern Conference, Cavaliers and Oklahoma City Thunders are really running away with it, really showing their class in this competition. Well, it's not an easy ride, always playing almost every day, week in, week out in the NBA. Look at teams playing how many games? About 50, 60, 17 games in the season. That's not a child's play at all. Well, so far, giving you an update there in the world of NBA as we focus on the slam and dunk sport. Hopefully, next time we have one star player, at least someone who actually has played it, the game, join us to talk NBA and other stories that have to do with the basketball sport. From NBA right now, we'll be talking about the Nigerian National League, but before then, let's go on a short break. By the time we return, we look at the fixtures for the Nigerian National League Match Day 9. Welcome you back on the show, Weekend Sport on Trust TV. Looking at that particular performance of those teams there in the Nigeria National League, we have to look at the fixtures for this weekend in the NNL Match Day 9. We have conferences A and B fixtures. Let's look at it quickly and looking at the matches all for grabs where all the teams will be trying their best to see how they will do well. In Conference A on Saturday, Ijele FC will be facing Beyond Limit Football Academy from Remo, playing away to Ijele FC by 3 p.m. Crown FC, they'll be hosting Idel FC. Crown FC play their trade from Bomosho, and Dakada FC, the one you just saw their performance there, will be hosting Smart City over there in Akwa Ibom, Uyo. On Sunday, Inter Lagos, they will be at home against 1472 in a derby. 1472 is also based in Lagos, while Igbajo United will be at home against Abia Comet, also by 3 p.m. in the Conference A of the Nigeria most important league. That's the bridge, the league that actually bridge the three leagues together. Well, from there, let's look at Conference B also. They also have matches coming up. Abakaliki FC will be in Ebonyi to host Gateway United of Ogun State. Osho United will be at home in Osogbo as they host Rovers FC of Calabar. Solution FC away to Ilorin to face ABS Football Club over there at Ilorin. That's Inins Stadium at the main bowl of Rashidi Yakini. That's the main bowl of that stadium where they'll be facing Solution FC. Those are the fixtures in Nigeria National League for Match Day 9 in the Conference A and B so far. Well, we have to talk about the big boys now, the Nigerian Premier Football League. But before then, before showcasing their own match day, I just have to take you back to when at least our work without plays, as they say. Well, we just have to look at that time when Trust TV faced Arise TV, and they just have to play out their hearts in that particular game that took place in Abuja. We have this for you.
Listen to your coach. Give yourself space.
Not too early. Let's go, guys.
Frank, control.
What did you keep at the sound? What did you keep quiet there?
Let's go, guys. We can do better.
Malik is there for.
Hey, Ali. It's okay.
Nice one. Hey. This is what. With you.
That's the man. Follow you.
Go. Nice one. Hey.
Men are playing out.
Easy.
Alright.
Well place, Adi. Nice.
Hey. Nice one. Abakale. Ibrahim. That's all. Dogana. Go.
They will shift it.
I know, but you should do it on time. But the ball is moving. Thank you.
That's good.
Oh, shit!
Let's go. Yeah. Cross camera, simple. Lord, they talk to person like say.
Cover! Referee! VAR! I'm saying, if you are coordinating your defense very well, you just save now. Let's go!
Mano, just stay close to our distance.
No be going, no enter!
That's our button. So,
Let's go there! Wipe out! Hey! Nice one! You won't go to VAR! That's one! Hey! Go!
Don't do that.
Wow, some of your boys don't know what they are doing.
That way,
Some of your boys don't know what they are doing.
Don't talk to my boys that way.
What a moment there between two stations, Trust TV and Arise TV. Just taking you back, at least celebrating the two stations there when they actually met and it ended draw in that encounter there. Well, we've been talking about football matches for this weekend, and we look at the top tier football league in Nigeria, NPFL fixtures for this weekend. A lot of games will be up for grabs there. Let's quickly look at it as we look at matches that will be played in the Nigerian Premier Football League. Well, a lot of games there. We have, although for Katsina United and Atlant, that game was actually played on Friday. For El Kanemi Warriors, Nasarawa United will be playing over there in Maiduguri. Abia Warriors, Sunshine Stars, Akwa United will be at home against Eyimba International. Bayelsa United will be hosting Enugu Rangers, while Ikorodu City will also be at home against Kwara United. Niger Tornadoes against Plateau United. Remo Stars versus Kano Pillars, but they're in Ikene. Kano Pillars versus Remo Stars. What a match, a blockbuster there between the two teams. Lobby Stars will be facing Rivers United. You have Finidi George versus Daniel Amokachi over there in Port Harcourt. Shooting Stars of Ibadan will be hosting Bende Insurance of Benin as they travel to Ibadan to face Shooting Stars, where they will be locking horns there. But the attention will be on two matches there. Remo Stars, Kano Pillars, and you have Rivers United versus Lobby, Finidi versus Amokachi. And now we want to see who wins this particular match day 23 fixtures there that's actually unveiled for this weekend in the Nigerian Premier Football League season. Well, right now away from NPFL, we look at also matches for the weekend over there in Europe with the FA Cup fourth round fixtures. Manchester City will be taking on Leyton Orient. Coventry City will be facing Ipswich Town. Bournemouth at Everton. Southampton hosting Burnley. Wigan Athletic will also be facing Fulham as Newcastle United will be facing Birmingham City in the FA Cup fourth round fixtures. Blackburn Rovers, they will be having Wolves. Well, Blackburn Rovers right now, they have at least a Nigerian there who want to see what they'll be doing with that team. Plymouth Gale against Liverpool, and Tottenham Hotspur after being dumped out from the Carling Cup. Let's see, maybe they can hold on to the FA Cup against Aston Villa. It's going to be a big one there between the two teams. Well, for Manchester United, they were able to do well against Leicester at their own game on Friday. So, congrats to them. But for City, wait to see, will it be a giant-killing game against Leyton Orient? So that's another big match between Man City and Leyton, who want to at least bring down a giant, but maybe the giant will actually be able to be ready for the occasion there. Those are the fixtures in the FA Cup fourth round over there in England. In the Spanish La Liga, we have matches also coming up in the La Liga. That's for Spanish. Let's have it. Looking at La Liga now. Spanish La Liga match day 23 fixtures. Celta de Vigo will be at home against Real Betis. Athletic Club will be playing against Girona. Las Palmas will be at home against Villarreal. Atletico Madrid, Real Madrid are focused. That's a good big match coming up between the two teams because they play in the same city of Madrid. And looking at the head-to-head of those two teams, we'll be looking at that later anyway, but this is a good match, big match coming up there between the two teams. Deportivo Getafe, Valencia at the Mestalla Stadium against Leganes. For Valencia, what's happening to that team right now? It's not going too well with Sadiq Umar's team. The team is joined from Real Sociedad, who will be facing Espanyol, and Barcelona versus Sevilla will also be locking arms there. Well, for this season, Valencia, Sevilla are not finding it easy at all. So they want to at least build on this to see how they can gather points on match day 23 of the Spanish La Liga, where Real Madrid will be facing Atlético in another blockbuster that will be coming up in the city of Madrid. Madrid are actually table toppers, followed by Atlético. So it's a match of first and second, trying to see how they can outsmart themselves. Well, from there, we look at German Bundesliga fixtures also of this weekend. Borussia Dortmund will be at home against Stuttgart as Freiburg plays to Edenheim. Union Berlin against Hoffenheim. For Bayern Munich, they were able to do well yesterday as they actually won. Harry Kane, so the rescue also, he did well. Mainz 05 against Augsburg, and Wolfsburg will be at home over there at the Volkswagen Arena to host Victor Boniface Bayern Leverkusen. Well, for Boniface, he's been able to come back after that particular transfer issue that actually happened. Well, for Bayern Leverkusen, can they beat Wolfsburg at the Volkswagen Arena? It is very possible. For Borussia Mönchengladbach, will be hosting Eintracht Frankfurt at home. They will also be looking for getting the 3 points at stake as FC Bochum are away to Osterkiel, newcomers in the German Bundesliga. As Leipzig at home against St. Pauli, another newcomer for this season in the German Bundesliga. About match day 21, this is the match day 21 fixtures in the German Bundesliga. Well, for Bayern, they are still the runaway leader, trying to see how they can outsmart everyone. They are the Bavarians are always the king in the German league, so you can't take that away. Always dominating anytime, any day. Well, for Italians, they are match day 24 fixtures. Well, Hellas Verona will be playing against Atalanta, while Empoli host AC Milan. Genoa travel to Torino as Venezia will be against AS Roma. Cagliari hosts Parma. Lazio in Rome, they host Monza. While you have Bologna away to Lecce. Monza have that's the team where the son of Obafemi Martins also ply his trade. Napoli, they'll be playing at home in the city of Naples to hold Udinese. Well, for Maduka Okoye, he's back to that team after the issue that has to do with him. Well, right now he's back to Udinese, and Udinese will be playing away to Napoli. Those are the games for this weekend in the Italian Serie A match day 24 fixtures that we have, and these are the games that have been lined up to come up for this weekend, where all of them are trying to see how they can actually do. Ademola Lookman is also back. He's resuming, at least has resumed into light training with that team for Atalanta right now. So hopefully he will get he will be able to shake the injury off and get back to his feet fully for him to be able to do well for Atalanta, who right now they are no longer on the table-topping streak there, but now they are still holding top as one of the best teams so far in the Italian Serie A for this season. So Ademola coming back from injury is a plus. Good news for Atalanta. So right now, we just give you all those fixtures in the matches coming up in the leagues over there in Europe. FA Cup in England, Spanish La Liga in Spain, Bundesliga in Germany, Italian Serie A, not forgetting NPFL, where they also play their own match day 23, and also in the Nigerian National League, NNL, where they also play their own match day 9 in Conference A and B in our own second-tier football league across Nigeria, taking you through all those activities in the world of football right now. Earlier on, before we actually talked about football, we had focus on NBA. We talked about the result, the table, Western, Eastern conferences, and also look at the All-Star picks, not forgetting the NBA trade for 2025. So far, we've been on the journey on the show Weekend Sport, but right now, let's focus on two teams, Real Madrid and versus Atletico Madrid. The two of them will be at least locking on this weekend, as it is a match that has come with so much history behind the two teams, Atletico and Real. Anytime they meet themselves, this is another El Clasico, if you want to call it that way, because they are rivals in the same city, the way Man City and Man United are, the way Inter Milan and AC Milan are. Although they don't share the same stadium, the way Inter and AC Milan are doing with San Siro, but as it says, Real Madrid and Atletico will be locking on to see number 1 and number 2 on the log of the table facing themselves. It's a battle to the end, because the two teams are very, very equal to the task to see who wins this game and who stays out in the Real Madrid versus Atletico Madrid that we have for you. Okay, we just have to look at the head-to-head of the two teams, and really it's been a tough one for the fact that both of them are doing so well this season. The season so far in the Spanish La Liga, Real Madrid are first on the log, that's on the position level. Atletico are second, and the two coaches know their onions. You can't take anything from Diego Simeone for what he's doing with that team, and also Carlo Ancelotti has been the Don, taking all the marks over there at the Santiago Bernabeu, where he has been calling the shot. Well, total points gathered by the two teams, 48 for Atletico, who are standing second behind table topper Real Madrid, actually having 49 points. Just 1 point separating the two. So the confidence is there for Atletico. Yes, they can do this. And also Real want to prove a point out there at home, at the front of their fans. They want to win, at least get the 3 points at stake to make sure they be able to at least do well there for that particular team. Well, they did well. Let's go back to what we're looking at. Let's go back to that first one. Well, for the goals scored by the two teams, you have Real Madrid scoring 50. And Atletico Madrid, they have 37 goals so far. So the two teams, you look at the goals scored so far in La Liga this season, Madrid is having an edge with 50 goals, while Atletico Madrid, they have 37 points. So 13 goals are drifted between Real Madrid and Atletico. So, well, big one, because the two teams, as you check, if you check this, the number is so close and so tight. Atletico are really breathing too close to the neck of Real Madrid with just a point, and if any wins favor Atletico, they will actually upstage them. And if Real Madrid wins, they add extra 3 to it to make it 4. So the game is really, really very tight for the two teams. Looking at the head-to-head in the season so far between Real Madrid and Atletico Madrid. Well, we move away from the first one. Let's look at the head-to-head, the second one that has to do with these teams again. Goal conceded by the two teams. Well, if you look at the goal scored, 50 against 37. Now, if you look at the goal scored for Real Madrid, they conceded 21 goals from the 50 goals they scored, while Atletico conceded only 14. So they've been tight when it comes to defense. Shot, 213 for Atletico, 257 for the Los Merengues. They've been able to at least dominate. A lot of shots there coming from Real Madrid. And you also look at shots on target for Real Madrid, 142 and 107 for Atletico Madrid. If you look at this, statistically, it shows that Madrid are having an edge there, shot on target and shot off target. 115 for Real Madrid, while 106 standing for Atletico Madrid. In that order there. Blocked shot, where the defender and all the players trying to block shot, 66 for Atletico, 99 standing for Real Madrid. And the passing accuracy so far for the two teams, Real Madrid having a passing accuracy of 89.89, to at least ahead of Atletico Madrid having 84.44. Now you look at the numbers, so close. So very, very close, 89.89 and 84.44 in the passing accuracy of the two teams. So you can actually rate them to be at par. And so far, both of them, when it comes to number of goals conceded, 21-14, shot 257, 213, and shot on target, 142 to 107, shot off target, 150 to 106, block shot, 99 to 66. That's where the edge actually stands out for Real Madrid, extra 30 points. And you look at, they also did well on shot on target, 142 to 107. The gap is a bit very, very wide. And you look at the passing accuracy that is so close. The mark is so close, 89 to 84. Just 5 points. That's the percentage rather for the passing accuracy of the two. Goal conceded for Real Madrid, 21. They scored 50. And for Atlético, they actually scored 37 and they conceded 14. So, well, it's favoring Real Madrid more so far in the goal difference that they actually have ahead of that's Atlético Madrid for the blockbuster that will be coming up this weekend. Well, for Real Madrid and Atlético Madrid, this particular match is a real one that both of them want to really try to see how they can get points, because the race to see who wins the La Liga is really edging towards the two of them. They just want to see how they can outsmart Barcelona. But so far, the two are neck to neck, deep in the race for Spanish La Liga. Looking at the third head-to-head in the La Liga, let's have it, the head-to-head. Previous meetings in all competitions, you have that particular team called Real Madrid being able to do where they have 42 so far. They've met how many times? 82 times in the Spanish La Liga. Real Madrid won 42, Atlético won 15, and they drew 25. So the gap between the two is so wide. After 82, they won 42 out of the 82 games. And you look at Atlético winning just 15 out of it. At least Real Madrid winning 42 stands out, and the remaining 40, Atlético had to make do with 25, while they drew 25. Well, the class is here for the Los Merengues, because they really show why they have crown on their head. Ahead of Atlético Madrid, the gap is so wide. Winning 42 out of 82 games show they are even more than half of the game they've played so far in the Spanish La Liga. Have to win 42, draw 25, and Atlético had to manage to win 15. So they've really dominated when it comes to head-to-head of the two teams in previous meetings, in all competitions, not even La Liga rather, in all competitions, Real Madrid have really shown why they are the best. 82 games played, 42, 25, 15. Looking at the marks of statistics there in the numbers, really, Real Madrid show their class against Atlético Madrid in all the fixtures for this weekend. We're looking at focusing on the two, the blockbuster between Real Madrid and Atlético. Diego Simeone, we want to at least prove a point against Carlo Ancelotti that this city of Madrid, we owns it. Well, even though when it comes to record, we've seen that Real Madrid actually stands out, but Atlético, they are a very stubborn team who knows how to also come out when they want to come out. At least they won 15 times before. They can go for the 16th one. At least see how they can begin to close the mark against 42 that Real Madrid have won so far. Ancelotti, we also want to prove a point that when it comes to football, the rating that he has been one of the best coach, if not the best coach so far, looking at the way he has won so much trophy with different teams over there in Europe, is AC Milan. He wants to look at for what he has done. Real Madrid, Ancelotti has done so well. Even with Chelsea, you can't take that away. And really, he deserves all the accolades he's getting as one of these outstanding coaches worldwide. So, Real Madrid, Atlético, blockbuster for this weekend. We've been looking at it, and it's really a tough one because all of them are trying their best to see how they can outsmart one another. But for this big match coming up between the two teams, is a match that a lot of people want to see because you can target Madrid El Clasico. That's a derby in the city of Madrid coming up this weekend in the that's the Spanish La Liga, where we actually showcase all the matches there that will be coming up. For the FA Cup in England, well, it's a big one because all of them also want to do well, even though they are in the fourth round of that particular competition. For Manchester United, they were able to do it against Leicester City, where Wilfred was able to capture them, but they lost that game. Kudos to Man United, who were able to win it. For the games up for grabs for this weekend, we've looked at it, but just a glimpse again. Brighton, Chelsea, what they match there, just as if they are playing in the Premier League. So it's going to be a tough one between Brighton and Chelsea, and also Aston Villa versus Tottenham Hotspur. That's another game that has to do with see if they are also playing in the Premier League. Also, we have Everton, Bournemouth, another one that looks like it, but this is FA Cup fourth round, where they will be looking for who actually goes out and who stays in the 4th round. Well, for this, we just have to look at all those fixtures at least once again. For those who love football, actions are also packed for this weekend in the world of football, because matches or more points rather are all for grabs in different locations across the globe. It's in Europe, it's in South America, Africa. So many matches coming up. In Nigeria, we have National League, Nigeria National League, where the second tier group conference A and B is coming up. We also have the Nigerian Premier Football League, NPFL, match day 23, also coming up there. Aside that, we also have matches coming up in different locations over there in Europe. In Saudi Arabia, Ronaldo is not stopping at all at age 40. He already scored 924 goals, and the man is counting. I'm very sure Ronaldo is trying to see how he can make up to 1,000 before he retires. He always wants to prove a point to a lot of people that he's still the GOAT. Well, so some people, Messi is their GOAT. For some, it's Ronaldo, while some actually stand aloof. But so far, Ronaldo is doing so well at age 40. Ronaldo has been able to do so well, being able to at least score 924 goals in his career. All goals he has scored for both countries, for all the goals for club side, he has done so well, 924. Well, the man that won't stop scoring at age 40, I'm sure he's really edging to get those goals. He's looking for 76 more goals to get to 1,000 goals. And for Ronaldo, that's where he wants to actually get to. Well, before we go, let's just have a glimpse of Dambe fight, and then we come back and wrap up the show.
محمد رسول الله سبحان الله بنيابي تلبي knock out 2 million لا إله إلا الله محمد رسول الله كم وجرا سبحان قال كني 2 million 500,000 الله سكر قوة محمد يسألنا تشيلا آل نبي بيلو بنيابي وين كان آل نبي بيلو سبحان الله لا إله إلا الله بنيابي تلبي ولا أبنكي كشك على سان كشك على نبي بيلو وصار كجرا سياكي بنيابي.
So let's have a glimpse of that particular Dambe fight. Always promoting Nigerian sport there. We've done it, at least giving you all the matches for this weekend, focusing on the NBA and Real Madrid against Atlético Madrid. That's it on the show from the entire crew. Adeniyi Aji Shafe. Have a splendid weekend, and thanks for watching.